We have this tweet from DJ Akademiks. He said, Donald Trump getting found guilty on 34 felony counts for paying off his side-hoe makes me want to vote for debt, N-word even more, not even gonna lie. Well, if that's going to do it for you, I don't care. I appreciate you voting for Donald Trump, and we will accept it. I didn't think that was going to be the principal issue. This guy's got 2 million views already. He posted this at 3 hours ago. 9,300 retweets, 65,000 likes. If the issue that gets people to vote for Donald Trump is that he got convicted on 34 counts for paying off his side-hoe.
Allegedly.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So when I go out and say, I am concerned about the economy in World War III, and you say, man, they try to lock him up for paying up his side-hoe, I'd be like, well, as long as we agree to vote for him, whatever motivates you in the morning, I guess.
Look, nobody likes any sort of justice system, right? Like, if you feel like you might be the victim of it, you don't like it. I think they're weirdly making him more relatable to tons of people who feel as though if they were to walk into a courtroom, it would be used against them always. So, whatever you perceive this to be, I think weirdly, it has made him a man of the people in a way that media did not intend to.
100%. I was really going to say just about the same thing. I mean, I think that for groups of people who have been saying for decades and generations that they feel like they're being targeted by the justice system and crying for criminal justice reform and supporting the party that actually is weaponizing the criminal justice system, I think they're looking at someone like Donald Trump and thinking to themselves, this guy gets it. I'm sure he's literally getting it, and now he probably gets it. And if I were somebody who felt like I was a part of a community that is being targeted by the justice system, I would want to vote for the person who has the justice system weaponized, pointed directly at them, who could potentially then go in there and do something about it and actually make the change.
Yeah, who feels how critical it is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to forget all of these constant attacks coming at him from all these different lawful directions. So, I agree.
Yeah, I think this is the weird thing about this whole situation. Trump is ultimately sort of this
anti-hero
always.
Yeah.
Like, was this the Dave Chappelle thing where he was like, he was inside the house, came out and said, hey, they're
Right.
using all the secrets against you and whatever, and then he went back into the house. And with not winning the 2020 election, like, then he is once again the outsider. He is both a former president who is now trying to go back to the White House and secure it. It for a lot of people really reinforces this narrative that he is not of this system. Like, he's not a political elite. You know, I remember before he launched his campaign, his re-election campaign, people were sort of saying, well, now he's a politician. He's been on the inside. But the inside clearly doesn't like him if this is how they're treating him. No one's doing him any favors. No one seems to be like welcoming him into the political race. It seems like at every turn there's an obstacle for Donald Trump. And I think American people who feel so disenfranchised and who feel a certain level of hopelessness, who feel like their lives are just constantly getting harder and harder, whether it be economic issues or, social issues or whatever it is, he is relatable, despite the fact that he's a billionaire who's married to a former supermodel.
Well, and Donald Trump has also kind of made it like badass to stand up to the system, in a way. I'm one of many people who took a plea deal with January 6th, and now I kind of wish I could go back and just stand up to the system in a way, because I think we keep looking to him like, what is going to be the thing that pushes him over the edge? What is going to be the thing that kind of brings Trump down? But nothing ever does. Even now, it's like he kind of shows us and teaches us in a way how you just roll with the punches and you keep going and you stand up and you fight another day and you keep going and you keep going. There's something really inspiring, I think, and really cool about the way that even though we all know the system is targeted against him or has targeted him, that he comes out like a boss every time. He
comes out as really authentic, in my opinion. I think part of it is that the Biden administration seems to keep Biden distant from everyone. I had seen this report from a White House reporter who said, there'll be weeks that go by and Biden will be boarding, the helicopters or whatever else, and he won't say anything to them. They don't get a lot of public FaceTime with him. And despite the fact that they tried to be like, well, he was Obama's best friend and look, he's got grandchildren, whatever. They tried to make him relatable. He ultimately is very distant from the American people. And I think the last couple of years have only reinforced that. And say what you want about how he talks about things, but Trump is the first person to speak on his own behalf. He wants to be in front of the cameras, in front of the courtroom saying things. He wants to be the one that you hear from directly. And it just, again, if you're the American people feeling kind of hopeless, feeling kind of lost right now, you wouldn't want the guy who's kind of hiding away in Delaware. You would want the guy who is like, I am on the front lines like all of you.
But he seems relatively unfazed by all of it. I mean, none of it really. If there are moments behind closed doors where he feels in any way kind of brought down by this, we never see that. And I think that's really cool.
I mean, he seems kind of just, here we go. You know what I mean? When he's coming out and speaking. There is the new conspiracy theory that is, because conspiracy theorists, they got to have one. Trump's in on it. And it's all meant to rally the country around him to unify the country and prevent it from falling apart. And he's part of the deep state and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, let me just tell you guys, it's not like I know any of them well. I mean, we've had Trump Jr. on a couple times. Spoken. That's not the case there. But I see people tweeting like, he's a part of it. It's a trick. They're trying to trick you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what's the trick? No.
These are the people who think he's still president. And he's still running the country. And
No. These people don't like him. They think that, yeah.
Now I'm really confused.
Yeah, there are people posting on X that he's part of a scam. He's friends with everybody, and he's just he's another deep state guy, but they're pretending like he's not. There's always going to be a conspiracy theory. There's got to be one.
So this is like Blue Anon.
Yeah.
That's saying this.
Well, it's interesting because they're like keeping him off the campaign trail, but they're still letting him say as much as he possibly wants to on TV.
I just think that they view it, they have no choice. They're sitting there going, yeah, this is going to blow up in our faces, but we literally have no other option, so let's cross our fingers. It's like, hey, we got a 5% chance to win, or we give up. And they're like, take the 5%.
Well, and it keeps the attention off the Biden administration. Like, he is absorbing all these blows, and we all look to him. And I was about to say, well, Trump sets the news, but also it only helps Biden to, again, like I said before, have Trump be the one who has to answer all the questions, whatever else. Like, I saw this report today, Phil sent it to me, that apparently there's some unconfirmed reports that the Biden administration has authorized Ukraine to use U.S. weapons to attack Russia. Like, that's an escalation, but we have such a crazy domestic situation going on. All eyes are on that. Of course, why not? On the other hand, what is the Biden administration doing while they keep saying, don't you see how bad Donald Trump is? He is the worst. Look over there. Don't ask us any questions about the last 4 years, and don't ask any questions about what we're doing. To me, it just makes them seem more authentic and more corrupt.
Yep. Both.
Yeah, I have nothing to
But corrupt.
say to that. Yeah.
I don't
should take us contrary opinion and like somehow I'll defend Joe Biden just so the show stays interesting.
We've got November, and until then, we need to be registering people to vote, telling people to vote. I'll put it this way: people are donating to Donald Trump in large numbers right now. There's only so much that money can do. It's a good thing. He can use it. But Trump's never been the guy who needs that kind of money to win a campaign. He's really good at getting attention. So the question then becomes, what can you do beyond donating for the people that already did especially? And it's going to be campaign. It's going to be talking to your friends and family. It's going to be sharing these videos with them. The Fareed Zakaria thing, I think, is the most important thing. Because when they're just like, oh, he was coming to be like, even CNN said that this is not a real case. And when they go, that's not true, be like, I don't know. I was just watching CNN. Here's the video. And then have them confront Fareed Zakaria saying outright, this would not have been brought against anybody else.
Yeah. Like with Facebook friends and stuff, for the longest time, I was kind of afraid to say anything because I didn't want to be ostracized by like friends that were, had opposite political views. But at this point, and I tweeted this earlier, it's like, if you don't see it, if you don't see behind the curtain now, you have to look harder or they're going to shut it forever. It really is no other way.
I would say at this point, anyone who's not seeing it is choosing not to. I think during like the COVID lockdowns and 2016, there are people who deep down inside think these people are really, really bad, but if I speak out against them, they will destroy me. So they just go along with it. They go along with the lockdowns. There's a viral video from the lockdowns where a guy who's wearing a mask is harassing a woman who's not wearing a mask in a supermarket, and he's screaming, how come we all have to wear masks and she doesn't? And that really exemplifies how many people behave and feel like children. And so when it comes to the machine, I think this is where the rage comes from, because I've had political conversations with people and they've gotten really angry, angrier and angrier. And I think the reason they're getting angry is that deep down they know they're wrong, but they're scared that if they say what's true, they'll get attacked for it. So they're in their minds, they're like, just go along with the mob and you will be safe. And I have no fear of the mob. So I'm sitting in public saying, no, Trump's better, you're wrong. And they're freaking out because they're like, I can't say that. I'll get fired from my job. I mean, even now you've got that guy who donated $300K, likely to some kind of Trump PAC or fundraising committee, saying I could lose friends and an opportunity over this. I think many other people just said, okay, at some point, and we're willingly, we're ready to give that stuff up.
I also wonder if you maybe won't, like, you might lose some of your friends, right? Some people will be like, that guy's awful, never from. But I think, at least in my experience, especially as I've done more stuff with IRL and sort of talk more openly about what the things I believe in, like, it is interesting to see how many people are like, it's all purple now. Like, I don't like Biden. I don't like Trump, but things are bad. Like, they can see things for what they are, and just saying, like, I can't continue down this path and I won't support it. I think people are more open to that now than they were in 2016 and 2020, because you can't explain away why your grocery bills are so high, and you can't explain away why crime is on the rise. Like, the level of uncertainty that people feel, the instability that people instinctively feel, I think it makes them more open to the idea that, like, yes, you may not like Trump, but we just can't continue with the way things are.
Right. And to circle back, I think the point I was trying to make was that, like, you just got to start openly saying, like, yeah, this is what I think. And think of me what you want. But
did you have a hard time with that, Brandon? Because that's basically what you had to start doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, when I had my political epiphany, that would have been early 2017. It was a full year later before I started Walkaway. And I actually started Walkaway because of the experience that I had. Not the Walkaway experience, but the experience of I lost about 90% of my friends in 2017. I kept searching the internet for people who had had the same experience as I truly thought I was losing my mind. I literally thought I was like becoming mentally ill, because I'm like, who does a complete reversal of just about everything that they've ever believed?
You had been like a lifelong Democrat?
Total lifelong liberal, total lifelong Democrat. And I was starting to see, like, piece by piece, bit by bit, that just about everything that I believed was not true. It was some sort of false narrative. It was a lie. It was some sort of leftist myth. And so I started questioning everything. Like, did we land on the moon? Did we, like, I went back to the drawing board with literally everything that I had ever been told in my entire life. And as I was doing it, all of my friends started attacking me and walking out of my life. And I couldn't find other people who were having the same experience I was having, but I knew they had to be out there. And that's why in May of 2018, I made that video and I put it out, and I just created a Facebook group. And I said, look, if anyone else is feeling the same way I'm feeling, share your stories, join our group, be a part of our community. And in 2.5 years, we had over 500,000 people join our community and literally acquired tens of thousands of videos and written testimonials of people having this experience. And then Facebook banned us because we became so successful. We've since relaunched a new group. So if anybody's out there, join our new Facebook group and join our app, Walkaway Social, because we're rebuilding the community.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.